Well, hello. It's been a while since I've put my face on camera. I've been doing a lot of house renovations and trikes and stuff, and I figured I'd do a mild review, shall we say, of 2023. Because obviously I went through a fair bit towards the end. The start of the year, start of 2023 is what it is. And then, whenever it was, May, June, something like that, I actually went to Liverpool for Eurovision, so that was fun. I enjoyed that immensely. It was the longest time I'd been away from home in one go, in probably the best part of 30 years. So it was fun just to get away. I went up there with a friend and we spent a bit of time, kind of exploring the Eurovision village. And we went to a couple of the shows. We went to the one sort of rehearsal show, I should say, in the daytime, and then we went into the actual sort of. We didn't go into the arena for the main event. We actually just went to the village, which was also a ticketed thing. So that was a lot of fun seeing, being in the same sort of city as where they were filming it, and it was quite fun. It was enjoyable. I'd never done Eurovision before, and the friend that I went with, me and her, we'd been massive Eurovision fans. It's not the music I usually listen to, but when it comes to Eurovision, just the ridiculousness, it's hilarious. So that was that, and then the rest of the year carried on as normal, or as normal as it can be. And then in September, my father fell ill and unfortunately passed away, which is why the last few videos that I've done on the channel have been a lot of home improvements and just keeping myself occupied. And I've kind of been putting off doing this video for a while. Because I did live with him. Yes, I'm 45 and I live with my father. It's very 40-year-old virgin. I am, however, not a virgin. And also, I was there to keep him sane. So since he's now gone, I've been doing a lot of thoughts, because obviously that was one of the main purposes that I had, was to sort of keep him going. And I don't have to do that anymore. So now I've got the bulk of the paperwork and things like that. I've got the ball rolling on, inheritance and stuff and all that nonsense. Now that's all sort of semi taken care of. I can focus on getting myself settled and comfortable, and just generally, I haven't got the pressure of looking after him anymore. And by the same token, I've kind of got to sort out who I want to be now. I mean, because I was never fully out to him as who I am, so I can now have that freedom. We're at a funny angle, because as soon as I do that, I'm parked in a weird spot. But yeah, now I have the freedom to finally express who I am and do what I want. There's still a little bit of fear from neighbours and family and the general public, because being trans in the UK at this point in time, it's not fun. But at the same time, I now have, the freedom, if you will, to finally be me. I can go home and put on a skirt and not have anything asked badly or wrongly, or have anything said. So I've got that sort of freedom now, which is nice. And the home improvement side of things is just to make a sort of a base for me where I can live, essentially. The house that we're in, it was never truly mine, if you know what I mean. It was sort of a shared space, and a lot of the stuff was from both sides of our hoarding nature. So there's a lot of stuff just to get rid of and just dump off, and a lot of the stuff there will be going to like charity and clothing banks. And one thing I'd like to do with all the books that we've accrued is basically fill all the little community libraries that you see in phone boxes. I'd like to go around and fill a couple of those up with a lot of the books that we've accrued over the years. So, there will be stuff that I will be keeping, and then there will be a lot of stuff just going to charity. I'm not planning on. Well, I mean, there's no money really. We were never wealthy. My hair is really frizzy today. So, stuff like that. It's just the little knickknacks and bits and pieces. It'll all be going off to various charity shops. And I've probably got my finger over the microphone, but I have no idea. And then, once I've got that settled, I'm going to start making changes to myself. I've got to be fair. The last few months, to be quite honest, my diet has been terrible. My sleep patterns have been awful, and just my health and well-being have fallen by the wayside. I'm contemplating therapy. I've got to be fair, because a lot of people say that is a really good thing to do. It's never something that's really tickled my fancy. I've always liked just being alone with my thoughts, but sometimes things of that nature can get a bit much. So, it's one of those weird ones where, I've see, we've moved slightly and now we're in that. I think I am J.J. Abrams with the lens flare. Don't think so. But yeah, so moving into 2024, it's something I'm considering. Whether I actually go through with it or not, I don't know, but therapy is potentially something to look into. Then, silly things like a holiday. I haven't. Eurovision, as I say, we were there for 6 days, and it was the longest I'd been away from home in 30 years. I haven't had what most people would term a holiday probably in 30 years. So I kind of want to change that as well. So that's just something that I'm thinking about, just going somewhere and doing nothing for a week and a half, rather than, with Eurovision, it was like, right, we're going up there for a week, but we've got to be at point A and point B and stuff like that, and we've got to see these bits and pieces. It's the same with metal festivals and music festivals in general. I've done those in the past, but it was like 4 or 5 days, and it's, there's a band I want to see, which means I've got to walk a mile to go, across the camp field and then across the thing and blah, blah, blah. So in terms of an actual, like, proper relaxing holiday, sitting on my butt, doing what I want when I want, I haven't had one of those in probably 30 years. So that'll be on the cards to maybe rectify this year. It might be into 2025 because I don't actually have a passport currently. So, we'll see about that. And then it's just general stuff, I got to be honest. Taking care of myself better, getting my sleep patterns right. I am finally, after all the videos of me mentioning it, I am finally going to get a haircut. My hair seems to have stalled at this length, and in the past I've just taken chunks out of it if it gets a bit unruly. But I think it's now time to let a professional take it and see what they can do with it. So that'll be an experience because, as I said, that's something else I've not done in a while, is have a professional paid-for haircut, probably in 20 years. My hair was always kept short. It was always just get the clippers out, whap it off, jobs are good. So that's something else that I'm thinking about now. And then bikes, trikes, hobbies, stuff like that. I've got a couple of ideas for some videos which could be hilarious or could be terrible. And at the same time, I've started work on the new bike, the new tricycle, that I'm still not decided whether I'm going to give the tricycle to charity or sell the money and give it to charity, because if I sell it and give the money to charity, they'll end up with more. Whereas if I just give it to a charity shop, they'll probably put half the amount on it and it won't make them as much. But it's one of those. There is a charity fairly locally that just deals in old used bicycles, tricycles, things of that nature. So I might contemplate giving it to them. Excuse me again. So that's just something that I'm thinking of. And then, things like Comic-Cons. I want to be doing more of those. Prides in general. I want to be doing more of those this year. I just want to be me, basically. I've sort of hidden for the last, I've been out, 5 or 6 years now? And I've sort of hidden that bit away when I'm at home. And I don't need to do that anymore. So I plan not to. So the one major change is I might finally change my hair colour. Yeah, I've been various shades of pink on and off now for 5 years. And it's fun. I won't deny that pink hair is fun. You get so many comments on it. And it just brightens people's day. But at the same time, 5 years is a long time to have pink hair, so I might finally change it. I think what'll probably happen is I'll change the colour and I won't like it, so I'll go back to pink. Pink is basically going to be my fallback colour. It always will be. I've always wanted pink hair. I've had pink hair for 5 years now. So, I'm going to try a couple of different things, different, colours. Try not to use the pink so much, to be honest, but we'll see how that goes. It could be awful. Other things, I've started using, there's a branded foam that you can put on your hairline. So we'll see if that does anything. It's one of those where it probably won't, but for what it's going to cost me, it's worth trying. Because that's the only thing, I got to be fair, that sort of stops me from being who I am all the time, being who I want to be, I should say, is my hairline. And I've looked into what surgical procedures would cost. And the fact that I could get a pair of boobs for cheaper than it would be to sort my hairline out, at least medically, in terms of like surgical procedures and stuff, that makes no sense to me. So we're trying the cheaper option of the two, using a foam that should, in theory, assist with regrowth. And I mean, the hormones, the tablets, things like that has helped immensely. I got a lot of fuzz coming back where I previously didn't have anything. But I'd like it to be a little thicker, so we're trying this treatment. So we'll see how that works. And generally, I just want to be, that's the other thing, voice. I want to actually start working on my voice this year. So, yeah, that's just something, again, it's part of hiding who I was at home. Meant that there were certain things that I was either too afraid to try or didn't want to try or couldn't try. So now I'm going to start trying things. So, hairlines and voices and moisturizer and stuff like that. It's the basic stuff that I should have been doing for the last 3 to 4 years, but really couldn't. Not really couldn't, but just fear. Fear is a wonderful thing. I was afraid of doing these things at home. So now I don't have that fear. And we can try it, because why not? So, yeah. I think from here on out, what I might do in terms of the channels is move the various build videos, including the various bikes and trikes and stuff. I might move those onto my build channel and just keep this for things like this. And when I've finished something, I'll show them off. And yeah, we'll see. The other thing I'd like to see with the channel is a bit of growth. I got to be fair. I've been hovering around about the 115 subscriber mark now for quite a while. I did finally break the 100. And it's very strange given that my one Nerf Blaster video has like 21,000 views. Yeah, so I'd like to see a little bit of growth. I mean, if I can get to 200 by the end of the year, that'd be great. That's not asking for much, is it? I mean, I still wouldn't get any money out of YouTube. I'm just doing this for the giggles. But at the same time, maybe double my growth. That'd be nice. And my channels, don't know. Oh, well, you know what? I've got to get at work. But yeah, no, they'll expect a few more of these. I've got a very minor transition update, which I'm not going to throw on here. I've got to be fair. So this will just be a random one, and then another day I'll do a random transition one. So, yeah. All right then, folks. You all take care. Again, like and subscribe, please. I'd like to see my channel grow a little bit this year. Oh, make it easy. We'll do 150 subscribers. How about that? If I can get 150 subscribers at the end of this year, that'd be great. Yeah. I can't see. I'm not going to get thousands upon thousands upon thousands. I never will. I mean, if I can get 21,000 views on a video and only have 115 subscribers, that's... Yeah, and given that my average videos is, 200-300 views? Yeah, I'm not going to be breaking any records anytime soon, but, 150 to 200, that'd be lovely. Anyway, speak to you soon. You take care now. Ta-da.